Thank you for watching our presentation about paperless report processing, something that could dramatically improve your day-to-day data management by enabling you to export IBM I, I-Series, and AS400 reports to PDF and Excel the easy way. We'll look at SpoolFlex software for converting reports as well as a couple alternative methods and let you judge which is quickest and easiest. Organizations today have an alternative to printing and manually distributing reports on printed hard copy. Exporting IBM reports to user-friendly formats like PDF and Excel allows for electronic distribution and archiving, which reduces printing and distribution costs, and delivers critical data to the people who need it faster in a format they can use immediately. If you're familiar with paper-based manual processing, you'll recognize this simplified, labor-intensive workflow. Besides eliminating those loud, obsolete printers and the wasted piles of paper, automating a paperless process streamlines resources and puts information into the hands of the people that need it faster so they can focus on their core strengths. This graphic illustrates the evolution of process management, moving from manual paper-based to digital output. This process can be incremental, allowing you to ease into a new but vastly more efficient management of the entire life cycle of reports and documents. Our Flex tools modernize the traditional IBM I, I-Series, and AS400 output, allowing users to export reports and documents off the IBM system into a variety of formats, including PDF and Excel, to email and archive. Currently, we have 6 different products in the Flex Tools family, but today we'll focus exclusively on SpoolFlex. SpoolFlex lets you export your reports to a variety of electronic reports. They can be automatically emailed and archived to network file servers, reducing delivery and storage costs, streamlining the way you manage data. SpoolFlex software runs natively on the IBM I-Series to modernize application output by converting directly to these PC-friendly formats without programming, modifications, or a PhD in computer science. But first, let's look at some ways that users might be using today to get the data out of the IBM and into Excel. Excel lets you sort and add calculations, but exporting and importing IBM reports using Navigator is a manual process. It's time-consuming, and the potential to corrupt data is there. Reports can be pulled over to the PC as a text or CSV file and then imported into Excel. Now, I did something like this recently with data we obtained at a trade show. Using a scanner, we obtained badge information from about 300 different people, creating a flat file with 300 records in it. It took over 4 hours to manually import it into Excel because the data was all over the place. It's not rocket science, it's just really time-consuming, and time's valuable. Processing this way is slow, and it can compromise data integrity. Just ask me sometime, what happens when you sort a file on all the columns except one? Oops. Too often, the spreadsheet doesn't format correctly and requires additional time to manually edit it, cut and paste it, and get the data into the correct columns. Headings and columns often format incorrectly. Negative signs sometimes translate incorrectly in Excel because it wants the negative sign on the other side that the IBM system puts it on. Sometimes all the data ends up in one column or shifts into the wrong columns, which requires identifying and manually cutting and pasting, which highlights the risk of human error. It's easy to spot those words that are split in two, but what if they're numbers and Excel just auto-formats the new values? For a large report, the amount of time to identify those issues and correct them can be really significant. I worked with a telco that spent 3 weeks trying to get a 300-page report manually into Excel. One report, 3 weeks. Using SpoolFlex, we did it in less than 10 minutes. Now, exporting files to PDF is a whole other issue. Some people recommend adding a server to your server farm and then printing to that. That can be pretty slow, but it can be done. But of course, you then have another server to purchase and maintain. After recently upgrading our IBM system to v6.1 and finding out that there were some Windows operating system incompatibilities, Personally, I don't recommend it. It's just, I hesitate to make that kind of multi-platform investment. If you've already have an IBM system, why not maximize the investment you already have? If you're running IBM OS v6.1 or later, you can use the IBM product called Transform Services to output to PDF instead of a spool file. Like some IBM things, it may not be all that user-friendly to everyone, but you be the judge. First, you need to make sure that the product is loaded. I think the product is 57701S1 or TS1, one of those. If it's not installed, you'll need to contact your IBM system admin to check with IBM to see if you have it on disk or if you need to apply a PTF. I don't have it on my system, but I can show you the process that's involved. Once installed, you can key in commands and parameters right here on the command line. You simply type the printer file name being used by your application, the device type, the stream parameter to send it to your desired directory, and then specify the customizing object as .pdf. Now this should work if you have authority, and hit enter. Now of course you will have to have already generated the application command to generate the report. If you're running a third-party application or ERP solution, you may have to change the source code if you can, but this will create a PDF instead of a spool file in the directory you specified in the stream parameter. IBM also released a PTF that enhances the copy spool file command to support copying files to the IFS. Again, you have to key in a bunch of commands, but you and your users can learn a few IBM commands, right? I mean, for every single report. Now, there won't be any pushback, right? Well, I don't know how well this would fit into your normal workflow, trying to make it more efficient, but I got confused just creating this presentation. These commands can be added to a custom CL program to automate the PDF creation too. How is that done? I have no idea. I'm not a programmer, but it can be done, although long-term management could certainly be an issue. I see more posts on the IBM mid-range blogs by senior programmers going back and forth about PDF creation for things that they've created themselves. They could have bought a solution 10 times over. It boggles the mind. Now seriously, do these techniques sound easy or even feasible for an average user? No? Well, fortunately for the rest of us, there is something easier. Let me show you. This is the actual screen of my IBM system. Now here's a spool file that I would like to get into a PDF. We'll take a look at it. You're probably familiar with this screen, the work spool file command. There's the spool file I want. Now, instead of typing in a bunch of commands, I'm going to type in a C, and it's going to invoke a spoolflex conversion command, and I can choose from a list the type I want. Excel, PDF. Let's choose PDF. Hit enter. It's going to ask me to name it. I don't need to name it because it's just going to open it up on my screen. I don't need to save it. And voila. There's the report. Yeah, that just happened. That fast, that easy. Compare that to what we did with the IBM tool. Compare that to what you might do with Operations Navigator. I know how I would vote on that. Introducing SpoolFlex software, which runs natively on the IBM I series and AS400, modernizing IBM application reports by exporting directly to the user-friendly formats we've been talking about, without programming, application modifications, or a PhD in computer science. It's an intuitive solution, it's well supported, and very reasonable. Most of all, it's easy to use. SpoolFlex can convert spool files to a variety of electronic formats, including those you see here. The most popular by far are going to be PDF and Excel, but we can also output to XML, Word, text, and HTML, and others. Because it runs natively on the IBM system, you can have a standardized method to export reports without the disadvantages of PC-based solutions such as per-user licensing and the additional hardware. It's all menu-driven, so you don't have to worry about remembering a bunch of commands or keying the wrong parameters. And if you ever need help, you can call on DRV for assistance. So with just a couple of keystrokes, you can go from this standard spool file directly into this perfectly formatted spreadsheet. It requires no further tweaking. Colorizing and highlighting make analysis easier. All of this adds up to a standardized conversion method, reliable output data, and a tremendous time savings. We also offer advanced formatting options that you probably wouldn't even have imagined. You can exclude report and column headings if you want to. If you do, you can even freeze the rows so that they keep those headings at the top if you exclude all but one. You can colorize, adding highlighting, compare one value to another, and highlight different cells or entire rows conditionally. You can add conditional dynamic naming and archiving location so that the software can put a intelligently named file in a folder set up specifically, say, for finance and accounting, where another time it might put sales reports in a folder set up just for the sales team. You can move columns around, exclude data, add data. You can do a lot of really incredible formatting within a spreadsheet. You can also do the same with a PDF, changing, from a report orientation from landscape to portrait or vice versa, add color highlighting, add your logo to reports. You can include and exclude pages, bookmark pages, and all of these files are text searchable, which is really cool. You don't have text searchability in hard copy paper. Now, once you have a report in an electronic format, be it PDF or Excel, you can automate report distribution using automated distribution methodology. Copies can be archived to a server for company-wide access. Emails can be sent to individuals or groups. Here's an example of a filing tree where we've replaced a traditional manual filing process where you might traditionally have hard copy paper filed away in filing cabinets in a file drawer within individual file folders. Now we have a file server, and the software is serving as your attendant, placing the files in the correct folders. For example, you may have an aging report that's generated in an Excel spreadsheet, and when the clerk reviews it and sees that there's some past due statements, they can go into the folder set up just for customer statements. There are copies of PDF statements in there. They can call the customer, and instead of being told that they need to mail or fax over a copy, with a couple of keystrokes, they can email the exact copy that was sent to them and have confirmation of receipt while they're on the phone with them. You'll get paid faster. You can't beat that for a more efficient process. And these processes can be fully automated with or without programming. If you want to add CL programs that have our APIs, you can. If you don't want to have any programming, you can use our job scheduler that's built into the SpoolFlex software. Automation will eliminate human error. It never calls in sick. It never takes vacation. So once it's running, it just runs seamlessly in the background, although you can still use it interactively if you want to distribute reports ad hoc. Automating SpoolFlex takes modernization to that next level, turning your IBM I-Series or AS400 into an intelligent industrial robot, converting and distributing your business-critical data in real time. Don't take my word for it. Take it for a test drive. Convert your own reports. We offer a free 15-day trial with free support and technical assistance. It takes only 10 minutes to install on your IBM system, and in less than 30 minutes, we can help you start converting reports to PDF and Excel and emailing through distribution. We do provide free, unlimited, live in-house support throughout the evaluation, so you can quickly learn how the software works and determine whether it'll improve the way you're managing your reports or not. There's no obligation. Why not give it a try? If you prefer to do it yourself, we also have an online library with quick start guides, tutorials, how-to documents, even some how-to videos so you can see how it's done live, showing you step-by-step how to use our software. This is just a partial list of some of our customers. You see some readily identifiable customer names up there: GlaxoSmithKline, Coca-Cola and Pepsi, LL Bean, Burger King, Arby's, Waste Management, Bass Pro Shops. Our special philosophy and focus on the I-Series, IBM I, and AS400 platform has been rewarded with over 1,000 software installations since opening our doors in 2002. Our customers range from small family-owned businesses to Fortune 100 international corporations. So whether your business is finance, manufacturing, distribution, or even a government agency, SpoolFlex will save you time and money for a very small investment. If you'd like more information, pricing, or would like a closer look, we can arrange a special online demonstration showing you the specifics of how the software works to do what you're interested in doing. Or download a free copy of the software and try it with your own reports in your environment. We'd be happy to show you how it works, and we would love to help you make your system more efficient. Give us a call. Thank you for your time.